What's up, YouTube? Back at it again. No Chaser, what's good, my man? Thanks for the support. I really appreciate you. We've been going. I've been knowing you for like 2 years now, and I've really truly never met you. And I think we've been on panel like once or twice, but yeah, it's been good though. As you see the title, women can now supplement a man's value, and once again, this is. I think men have not come out of this delusion yet, but they're slowly coming out of it. It's slowly starting. Men are slowly starting to see that women are able to supplement the value they once used to be able to give them or sell to them. Women no longer absolutely need it. Now, will they still take it? Yeah. But this is if you do not meet their criteria while they're dealing with you, they will get you up out of there and replace you, right? With a job, right? So let's break down what can a woman supplement. How can a woman supplement a man's value? Okay, so let's first of all look at what value men have, right? So we'll say the number one value that which brings men is for a woman is economic stability. Then we say sex. Then let's say protecting. Right, so I would say economic stability. Let's just say that's providing. So providing, protecting, and companionship, right? Those are the values that men are, when it comes to a woman, this is what we have to offer. How can a woman supplement that? Well, providing, right? She can get a job now. She can get a job, or she can go and make her own income, right? She can even monetize her own body. So that's something, right? So she don't need a man to get money anymore. She doesn't really need your provision. So then, as far as protection, right? She got 911 available to her 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Right? So she supplemented your protection. And we'll say so the next thing would be companionship, right? She'll get a dog. She get a dog. Simple. She'll get a dog, and that dog ain't never gonna argue with her. Right? So, and now if you break down the providing, right, the sexual, financial. So the sexual, she'll get a dildo, or she'll get another woman, or she'll just have a rotation of she'll have a couple of guys come and knock it down, but there will be no commitment, right? You're just here to service this coochie, and that's it. So a woman don't need a relationship or marriage anymore. She can supplement everything. And just like vice versa, the man can do it too. We can supplement the value of a woman. But today we're talking about women can now supplement the man's value. So that because on these panels, I've been doing a lot of argument with the homies about, well, they think that women look for, things in men, that they need men, that they think men are valuable, right? They think that these women can not live without them, right? And women are showing every day that they're learning to live without men. So we're going to go to this our first video, of course. Let me get this right. And anybody got anything to dispute? Holler at me, man. You want to have this debate? It's easy. Is it not a good debate to take the other side? You have to agree with me that all of this is true. All of this is what I'm saying is on, spot on, point on, undisputable.
There's
you
a lot of
love.
women that love men they don't respect. That doesn't
That's
come.
true.
That does not. That does not. It's not the same. And I think men at the end of the day, this is the problem though. This is the problem. Women will do it for a man they like the way he looks, and if he's dropping the D, but they won't respect him, and then they will talk crazy to him. And men don't want to be with a woman that doesn't respect them.
Yep.
So I have a friend that told me something I will never forget. It's ingrained in my psyche. This girl was doing all this stuff for him. She was just paying his rent, doing all this stuff because she had a lot of money. He said she is a bridge to get me to the girl, to prepare me for the woman that I really want. Because the woman that he really wanted, he would never take money from.
Wow.
This
He
woman,
lost respect for her too.
he didn't respect her because he really wants a woman that he would never ask for money. So sis out there, anytime that you are mothering a man is not going to choose his mother to wife.
Yeah,
There's
you
a lot of
love.
women that love men they don't respect. That doesn't
That's
come.
true.
That does not. That does not.
Stop crying.
Ms. Orange, do you think women in general in the United States or in the West in general, developed countries, respect men?
I think nowadays men need to earn the respect because women know they can make their own money, and that wasn't the case before.
Well,
So-
earn the respect. So what's the standard? Disrespect?
No, the standard is I feel neutral about you, and I feel like it's very easy to tell if a man is respectable or not. So like, give it 5 minutes.
You really think modern girls are neutral in their disposition to men?
When you strike up a conversation with a man, I believe so. Unless there's something extreme about his appearance that makes you sway a certain way, I think that you can be pretty neutral within the first 5 minutes of an interaction.
So this is very important, right? And the reason I'm doing this topic, once again, I do believe a lot of homies are delusional. And the very most important part about this topic is this applies to married men too. This implies to married men too. They are not to be I would say, excluded, right? And most married men, I believe, are delusional, and they do a lot of projecting. And I would say this too: even men with multiple women who have access to multiple women are delusional too, right? I want to say, women these days, they have, so many ways to get everything without a man that the way they once valued man no longer exists. It just don't exist because they now can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, is it the best for them? Not necessarily. I don't necessarily subscribe to it because I do believe women do make a lot of, I would say hasty decisions, right? Or, they're very weak out here. But what can you do, right? The structure that we're in, America allows women to, empower themselves to be all they can be, right? Women in the Western world, be all you can be in America. And that's the ideology that's dominating our society. So I'm saying, if No Chaser, this is not negotiable, No Chaser. The construct that we in, the laws for, that are made for society gives women full autonomy. And with this autonomy, these women can objectively or subjectively move how they want to move. They can have a man and get rid of their man, right? Anytime they wish, they can work or they can not work. It pretty much can do everything a man can do except the more tougher jobs, right? Like construction, stuff like that, right? But pretty much they can have a power just like a man. So when you get into a relationship with these women, or you're trying to, get with these women, understand that they understand, right? That they can be great with or without you. Women understand that they can be great with or without a man. And this is, to me, the greatest evolution of women in history. Where they can now stand 10 toes down on whatever principle that is. And it could, like I said, I don't think this is the best way, but who am I, right? What I'm gonna tell her. And you know what she's gonna tell me? Who could check you, boo? Who could check me, boo? Because she understands, once again, providing, right? A woman can get a job, and that will replace that part of a man. She get her own income, right? What we talking about? Protection. She got 911 available to her 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And they will come, even as much as they will take you out. Right? This is what 911 will do. Without question, they'll come out there, they will pull up. And companionship. Women are getting dogs left and right. And they got their social media accounts, right? So with their social media, and the animals have replaced the companionship men once provided for women. Everything about a man, a woman can supplement, and is available to her at her expense. All you can eat. I'm gonna be honest with you, homie. And you know, I'm gonna keep real with you. This is why women are more, I would say, they're more demanding of economic success from a man now. Because if you're average, to them you're expendable. And if you're expendable to a woman, you basically have to, negotiate and compromise a lot of manly ideas to make this work, to make it fit, to make it actually be healthy. You can no longer come and say, yeah, I got money, you don't. And I can protect you from these dudes here in the street because you can't protect yourself. Those things are no longer valuable to women in men anymore. Women no longer value men the way they used to. They understand this, and they see this as being empowered. They see this as being a step up, next level, right? Women see this in, hey, I'm better now. Women see this is how when they look at when they can supplement men, they look at it as if they're becoming better. I don't need a man. That sentiment is because it makes them feel powerful. I don't need a man to make money. Or I don't need a man to get a bank account. And that's empowering in oneself to say, hey, you know what? Shit. So now everything about a relationship or a marriage is on pins and needles. Everything will always be on pins and needles. Listen, and I'm going to make this clear. Traditional days are gone forever. Traditionalism is gone forever. There's no more, trying to sell a dream. Right? Because we're living in an age of information. And these women have the access to this information. And they're using it to their advantage.
With someone new in general.
Respect is earned, not given. I'm on the next flight out of here.
100%. As it should be.
Okay. You think it's Ms. Orange, do you think women in general in the United States or in the West in general, developed countries respect men?
I think nowadays men need to earn the respect because women know they can make their own money, and that wasn't the case.
You hear what she said? Women can make their own money. So she said men need to earn respect with them. And the only way she's going to give that man respect if he out earns her or equal, at least close. You know, she may take a nigga may earn less, but it better be no more than $150 less. If it's like thousands of dollars, she not messing with you, right? But bottom line is, this is why the 50-50 rule is stupid. I understand it's smart for us. I'm not saying on the man's side. I understand why we're making the argument 50-50 because, hey, you want all these equal rights. You're making all this money. You should be able to put in for these bills and da-da-da-da, right? Which is a valid point. But here's the downside to 50-50. If a woman is already supplementing men because she can get her own shit, and she understands that she doesn't necessarily need a man, if you're preaching to her 50-50, some women, depending on their level of attractiveness, and it depends on how long they've known you or how much, how much they really fuck with you. Very few women, they're dead for a little bit. But here's the problem. Your competition is the mirror, Instagram, right? So they're with you, and you're doing 50, they have to pay, do this, help pay this, help pay that. And they see these girls who are selling that, I don't have to pay nothing. I got all these men doing this for me. Or I got my own job. If this man don't want to do this, I go get a job. These women are saying, who are in a 50-50 relationship, after a while, what need do I have a man for? What good is he for? When I can go make my own money and live my own life, and I don't have to ask him or have to negotiate where the money's going. If she wants to go buy herself a Gucci bag or Prada purse, she doesn't have to explain and say, well, babe, I need to go buy I want this Gucci bag. And he says to her, well, we got, this payment coming up. We got this, and then we're trying to get this, right? She doesn't want to hear that. So instead, she could just break up with him, right? Because she's already got her own income, save up a little bit more, save a little bit more there, and go buy what she wants. And not have to answer to nobody. Women are smart, and they understand position of power. And they want to live in, and women are now loving to live in power position. They're not going to submit to anyone other than their desires, right? And what is a lot of their desires? To live life and be the boss in that life. Women not only just want the lifestyle, they also want to live it how they want to live it. They don't want nobody telling them how to live their lifestyle. So this is why the rich men are getting divorced, right? More and more. Because what are the women saying? I don't want to listen to his rhetoric. I don't want to hear, hey, baby, we got a budget. Here's allowance. No. They want to be able to go in the bank account when they get ready to go in that bank account and go buy that new Bentley when they're ready to go buy that new Bentley or whatever it is that they want. So they divorce him. I don't need you. I don't need a man. And this is the evolution of society. This is, I'm sorry to say, this will be the new way going forward. Women look at being independent as a form of empowerment. They feel empowered. And being able to be out here and buy their own things and live their lives is to them empowering. They want to be able to be their own person outside of their man or outside of their husband. So what's happening here is this is why a lot of divorces are happening. A lot of relationships are breaking up. And this is why women are leading the heavy upper file that thing, because they being in a marriage where they don't have full autonomy of their financial, assessments and all the things they want, they feel imprisoned. They feel like they're trapped. And so when they divorce, they feel free. Now, it's like a breath of fresh air. Women don't no longer want to be under a man's leadership. They're not looking for leaders. Once again, let's go over it again. How can a woman supplement the value of a man? Let's go with providing. She can get a job. Right? And bring money into herself. Right? Well, protection, she got 911 available to her 24/7, 365 days a year. And they will pull up. They will even take you out. If you're getting greasy, they'll take your ass out. Right? Companionship. They can get a dog and social media. Right? They go on TikTok. They can go on they could go on Instagram and just flip. You know how long you can flip on Instagram? Hours. They don't need to talk to a nigga. Now, are women still out here getting in relationships with men? Yes. Are women out here dealing with men? Yes. But the capacity has changed. Right? The capacity of which way they're dealing with men has changed. Now the expectations are even more. Now the expectations are even more prevalent because now, once again, they have the mindset in the back of their mind. They understand that whatever you think you are, you need to think that they're equal or better. And this is just the fact. This is the fact of life, right?
This is for my fella. No woman wants to be in a relationship with a man who cannot lead her and guide her. The only way your relationship is going to work is if you are stronger than her or just as strong. This is for my fella. No woman wants to be in a relationship with a man who cannot lead her and guide her. The only way your relationship is going to work is if you are strong.
A nigga that cannot be controlled by pussy holds the most value, straight up. Because some bitches really do think that their pussy is everything. They have absolutely nothing of value to contribute to a relationship or a man who has everything that they need. Why would a stable man, has his own house, his own car, a good job, and his own money, his own motion?
Is there anything I could have done to save our relationship?
Keisha, I think you're a great person.
Everyone needs to hear this before it's too late.
I think you're a good person. And I appreciate the fact that you realized how closed off you were, but to answer your question, I think you could have saved the relationship by being more appreciative, putting more effort, the same way I did, and I kept stepping towards you, but you kept stepping back, and marriage was out the question because don't nobody want to marry anyone who not showing the same appreciation as them or who not giving their effort like them. So that just pushed me back, and as far as right now, I have a girlfriend, and I love her to death. And that's what I want to get you to see, is that you got to appreciate the people that's in your life. The people that come in your life, you don't know how long they're going to be there. You got to appreciate them while they're there, because when they're gone and you don't appreciate them, they got every right to walk away from you.
Is there anything?
So this is how the story goes. This is why these relationships are going the way they're going. This is why he should have explained to her, well, I didn't feel appreciated. Then she's asked the question, well, is there anything I could have done to make you stay because obviously she wants him back. Yeah, just be appreciative. And that's free. But she was under the illusion that she can replace him, that she can supplement him. So she didn't have to do the please him. And this is the big disparity in relationships right now. Women are not reciprocating to the men. The catering to them. They're not really caring about their day. They don't really want to hear shit. They want to make it all about them. And this is what happens when you have the mindset that, oh, I can do this all by myself. But if I'm going to deal with him, he's going to have to deal with me on my terms. Women are getting in relations on their terms. So there is a thin line between respect and hate, right? And yeah, a woman may respect you to a degree, but she hates the way your lifestyle is. Maybe she hates the way you tell her no when she wants something. Maybe she doesn't like the way you act masculine, right? She wants to feel empowered. All these things are very toxic and very divisive. Bottom line, women are terrible partners. And largely because now they have the ability to supplement your value. They no longer are going to put the work in. So either you're going to put your head to the ground, your boots to the ground, and accept it, or you're going to be alone.
White or black?
So let's go.
A nigga that cannot.
This is for my fella. No woman wants to be in a relationship with a man who cannot lead.
3 reasons why women lose respect for men. Number 1 is he lacks emotional containment. So when something triggers him, he freaks out and blows up, or he shuts down and goes cold on her. Both of these responses push her into the fight or flight mode, causing her to feel unsafe with him. Number 2 is he lacks leadership. Women want to be led by a healthy masculine man who is clear with his decisions, clear with his direction.
And I disagree with him on that. Women don't want leaders. They want to share leader responsibilities or lead. Because once again, if she can supplement you, why would she, why would she settle for it being a follower? Even if you really think about it, right? Women don't even follow their husbands, right? This is what you talk about, the sexless marriages. You have all these divorces going on because they don't want nothing to do with them no more. They want to do their own thing. Now let's listen to Yada, right? Let's listen to Yada and Anton. Let's listen to these guys go at it, right? Let's go back here.
You can go ahead and join us in the last
conversation progressed, as it went on. Do you feel like you actually got to that brother in a way where he, had a change of heart? Or do you think that this is a like you don't think brothers are going to change from the ones that have that ideology?
Brother, when
I think back on the conversation, it went like I was peeling layers off of an onion. You know, and the more you peel the onion, the more your eyes start to water. And then you realize, man, this onion might really be good for me. And that's what it was with the brother. It was the anger, the frustration, the hostility, and not really towards me, but towards himself. And not just towards himself, but towards his father. Now he's thinking, man, I haven't been properly prepared the whole time. I'm thinking I'm a man because this is all I've seen. Now I have someone telling me I'm not a man, and he's living the way I want to live.
Yeah, that's a full body shock right there. Because you talking about some things that we don't, I mean, I can't even say we don't hear 50-50. We don't hear nothing.
Right.
Nobody talks about how to, you know, provide for a family, what the allocations actually look like, what provision looks like.
Right. But when we do, they say stop.
That's a good point.
When we do, they say stop. When we say, nah, it shouldn't be 50-50. Every household is different. Every man, listen, every man is different. So you're telling me God just say, you do 100, you do 50, you do 25. Matter of fact, you do 0. And they're not trying to, they're not wondering why their home is stuck in a state of hell. You're going against divine law. You're going against divine order. And when you go against the divine order, all hell breaks loose. Now your woman don't respect you. Your children don't respect you. You're coming home, talking about, can I get a hot meal? Your woman looking at you, can I get a hot meal? Come on, brothers.
So let me ask you this, because just to bring clarity to the conversation, I want to understand, because when the brothers that's 50-50, and I want to bring, because I don't think people understand what that really means if you're new to the conversation. These are brothers who have pretty much taken a pact to say that for the entire duration of their relationship, not a moment or phase, and I think that's the biggest, I think that's the key piece of information. The entire duration of this relationship from start to finish will be us splitting these bills, right? Because I think it's a good argument. What you know, the brother that might have got married at 21 years old, you know, first of all, at 21 as a man, we still finding ourselves, our identity, our purpose, and we definitely found the paper.
But the only reason, because we weren't properly groomed. When you start going to these foreign countries, they're being taught to be husbands and wives at very young ages. We're not looking for husbands and wives in America. We're looking for someone to help us do our jobs. That's why men say, hey man, 50-50, she's my helpmate. A woman helping you do something and a woman doing half of your job is two different things. And this is what they're not understanding. Their women aren't helping them. Their women are doing their job.
So when you say, so let's talk provision. Okay. Because obviously it's clear that you stand on the side of provision. A man's job is to provide. I want you to walk us through that. What does providing look like from a man on all levels? Like, what does that look like at the highest levels?
First, a man, because we have to deal with self. When I choose a woman, or when a man should choose a woman, it's because he's comfortable within himself. He loves himself. He's physically right, mentally right, spiritually right, intellectually he's being fed, and financially he's right. Now, when a man chooses a woman, he's not choosing a woman to help him do what he's supposed to do. He's choosing a woman to uplift his lineage, take care of his children. And if he's wise enough and he chooses a good woman, he'll pass her a company and say, baby, nurture this. We have to have vision. Men aren't having vision. And that's why you said a man will get into a relationship and be 50-50 for so long. The woman dies, it's still 50.
Well, Yada, you're a little delusional. How about passionate company? Passionate company, right? So, once again, right? No matter how you slice this pie, whether you give her a company, you take care of her, you give her life. A lot of women are asking for control and say in where the money goes as far as it pertains to them. They don't want to ask, can they go shopping? They're just going to go shopping. So this is why they're getting rid of their husbands and their boyfriends. This is why they're getting rid of them. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie, man. I'm going to give you a classic example. We just heard Michelle Obama go on a rant. Now, Obama, I mean, let's keep it real. He's probably one of the most successful black men in American history. Right? One of the most. And she complained about how she just is tired of him. It's her time. She wants to break out. You know, Obama, you know, he's a little bit, he got a little game, so he's a sympathizer. He probably sympathized with her. And, you know, just to keep, because he's not going to let divorce go. He's going to try to talk, he's going to talk out that. But the point is, she was trying to break up out of there. So he had to probably make concessions. You know, he had to make concessions. He had to compromise. He had to give up his leadership. Because Michelle Obama wanted her own autonomy. She's like, I don't want to be tied to him no more. I want my own thing. Because Michelle thought, you know, in her mind, you know, I can make my own money. Now I have my own following. Yeah, Obama was the president. He was the president, but I was the first lady. So today, men and women, we're going to have relationships that look a lot different than the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, the 40s. The relationships won't look like those days no more. The relationships are going to be autonomous. They're going to be a lot more compromising. Lot more compromising. And it's just the way it's going to go. The structure that we in has allotted women to have their autonomy. And not only their autonomy, the structure that we in allows women to make money. They have afforded protection, 911. That's afforded to them 365 days a year, 24/7. Right? And they're stronger and more powerful than one man. Right? Companionship, social media. Like I said, a woman can scroll her phone for 8 hours easily. I had to throw my phone down the other day, just scrolling, laughing, commenting. And a dog, right? An animal. A dog and a phone can replace companionship of a man. These can all supplement men. And this is the ideology of empowerment. And this ideology of empowerment is empowering women to be all they can be. And this is where it's going to be. They're not going back. Women are not going back to the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. They're not even going back to the 90s. Matter of fact, when we keep it real, they didn't even go back to 2000. Women are all continue to move forward. They will continue to move forward, not go backwards. Because once again, a provider, a woman can get a job to make her own money and get the shit she want to buy. So she no longer needs men. She no longer absolutely needs men to get that. Protection, the government provides an unsurmountable amount of protection for free. And then don't have to have no explanation on why they protected you. They would even take a motherfucker, they'll take somebody out for her. If he's getting greasy, talking about, oh no, and he pull on something, they're gunning down. So protection can be supplemented through the police force, through the government. And what companionship, her social media, and her fucking phone. And her dog. That's right there. Now, so what I'm saying is, and to break that all together is, are women still have relationships with men? Yes. But it looks different. The capacity of the relationship is changing. There's no longer a one one leader, one member is making all the calling all the shots. We're going in this direction. We're going in that direction. Oh, no. No, you need, in a lot of these relationships, when men want to do something, they need to make sure that they contact her or somehow communicate to her and then hear her input on it and then come to, the middle. We gonna do this or not? The only way a woman will let a man, she won't give pushback and plan something without her input. Vacation, baby, we're going to the Bahamas. Oh yeah, you ain't get no pushback on that. she ain't get no pushback on that. She's all right, cool. Anything that's to do with shopping. Hey baby, I plan today. We're going shopping. Get you some clothes. She's not gonna push back on that. Yeah, matter of fact, excitement, joy, pom poms. Matter of fact, she might even have a party, right? Those things which benefit her, she won't complain on. She's not gonna fight you on that. But when it comes to critical decisions on the future of the house, right? She's going to push back if she does not align with your thoughts because she understands clearly. She understands decisively that if you do not include her in these critical decisions that she feels is important, she'll get rid of you. She'll burn the house down. Easy peasy. So this is the future, gentlemen. This is not going to change. And because women can supplement a man's value, she no longer value men the same way they used to. Now, do women still value men? Yes, but not like it used to be. A woman now, her value looks like, is he listening to me? Does he emotional intelligence? Right? Does he not argue with me? Does he take care of me? Is he the provider I want him to be, not the provider he thinks he should be? This is how it looks. And these are expectations that are non-negotiables. And we say to this in this spaces, oh, well, we're looking for a lot of men are looking for submissive women. Okay, and women are looking for submissive men. Meaning they want that man to submit to taking care of her the way she wants to be taken care of, not the way he sees fit. And if you don't take care of her the way she thinks you should take care of her, she will X your ass out and supplement you until either she finds somebody else that's going to do it the way she wants it done, or she'll just be alone. This is the way women are moving. Now, granted, are there women out here who are, still willing to submit and be this? There are some, they ugly, they real ugly or body all messed up and not really that attractive. Yeah, you can still get to them. They'll submit. You know what I mean? But they still want the autonomy. They still want they still want monogamy. Still want all these things. Let's talk about monogamy for a minute. Let's talk about that. All right? But being monogamous is a very tall order. Right? It's a very tall order on both parties. And it is it is the thing about being monogamous is you're dedicated or submitted to each other's or submit to each other exclusively, right? Everything about you and her are exclusive, meaning you can't have sex with nobody else but that person. You can't spend money on nobody else but that person. You can't do anything special with nobody else but that person. And this is a tall order. Very tall order. Because the problem is when you reach a contract in monogamy, you then now have to meet all the other standards or expectations. And if you don't meet those expectations, because now the value of marriage can be supplemented, it's easier to walk away. It's easier to move on, because when a divorce happens, when one of the parties walk away, they assess this: can I supplement this? And if they assess that they can supplement this, they out. So thank y'all for coming. Hit the like, share, subscribe. Just a quick little today. I didn't have any challenges come up to challenge me. And till next time, thank you, No Chaser, all those who came to the place. Have a good day. I'm signing off.